Hi, I'm Alex Hochberger, founder and CEO of Web3 Enabler, the company making blockchain technology simple and safe for corporate users by bringing it to their existing infrastructure. We are proud to drive enterprise adoption of Cardano by bringing it to Salesforce, starting with the Salesforce native ADA wallet component. When we submitted to the Catalyst 13 grant proposal, we set out to make sending and receiving ADA-based transactions simple and safe for corporate users by bringing it to their existing infrastructure. We succeeded in building out the workflow automation features involving the following, in addition to just the transaction functionality: transactional approval processes that can be carried out by cross functional corporate teams, as well as Slack and email notification flows that can be customized for each environment. Our KPIs for driving enterprise adoption of Cardano involve leveraging the Salesforce independent software partnership we have to reach the 150,000 companies using Salesforce, which includes 91% of the Fortune 500. This is a great opportunity because 90% of Salesforce customers use one or more apps from the App Exchange. And with an app in the App Exchange, we can start the adoption process. The following were our greatest challenges working on the project. One, finding Cardano libraries that worked for our needs to integrate with the Lightning Web Component and Salesforce security system. Two, embedding those properly so that we could make the full flow work for automation. And three, we had to go learn that Salesforce has recently redone their process for open source project applications. This took a few weeks, tickets, multiple employees at Salesforce to get approval for both the English and Japanese language market app exchanges. But we have gone through those processes. The listings are set up, the contracts are approved, and everything is in security review. So as we get all the pieces back for final approval, we can put them all together and launch them into the app exchange. The good thing for us, these challenges were great learning and growth opportunities for our team. Some of these things that were challenges ended up being a blessing in disguise. We got to learn how simple Block Frost is to use and promote Block Frost among corporate IT leaders in the Salesforce ecosystem by making it a core part. We'll have each corporation set up their own Block Frost account, and using that Block Frost account, they're able to deliver and receive transactions. If they go to high volume, they increase it. If they're low volume, they can use the free one. And we're set to launch ADA's Wallet for Salesforce, our first white label product in the Salesforce App Exchange, which will bring major exposure to the Cardano ecosystem. Some of the technical features we're most proud of. Private key management. This is actually really tricky. We have to comply with both Salesforce's security processes as well as the Cardano best practices and general crypto best practices. So what we set up was a custom permission set for the ADA wallet seed phrase and wallet keys permission, and that's the only way to decrypt and view the seed phrase. It allows you to create the seed phrase and create one or more accounts. These accounts have their own private key using the seed value, but that way you can't see it to take it. So if you have access to wallet 1, you don't necessarily have access to wallet 2. These are implemented as accounts on the Salesforce, they're called wallet sets, and wallets are using our internal nomenclature for Salesforce, but they're based on accounts within and ETU UTXO sets in the world of Cardano. We had to set up transaction address generation. We make it that we can derive and flow the UTXO addresses using the private and public keys for the wallet for specific account path using the wallet set that was derived from the seed phrase. The UTXO component shows all the derived UTXO addresses for both receiving and sending addresses and the ability to drive new ones as needed. Sending transactions. This was a fun challenge because in order to allow automation, we had to store the underlying data in Salesforce, but Salesforce doesn't have access to the underlying Cardano libraries. So we created a multi-step process where the underlying data was pushed into Salesforce, then used through a Lightning Web Component by a user with appropriate permissions to create everything, and the process updated. In the end, it's really clever, but it was a bigger challenge than we expected. Now, receiving a transaction, this automatically happens when you refresh the page, recalculating the total amount of assets in the wallet. Our next steps is to build out a full Cardano for Salesforce ecosystem, a full payment rails, and heavily promote the projects and the Cardano ecosystem in general within the Salesforce ecosystem to drive corporate adoption. We've already submitted a proposal to Catalyst Fund 14 for each of these steps. Cardano for Salesforce will be a fully featured Salesforce native payment app, which adding a bunch of support, including external native wallets, building upon our ADA wallet for Salesforce listing in Salesforce. If you look at our process, 40% of our time was fighting to get into the app exchange, so that part's clear. We're going to have full payable and payment request tracking, giving this a full payment solution. And we want to add full support for stablecoins that fully comply with the Genius Act. We're going to do our best to enable on-ramp and off-ramp support for people that aren't comfortable with the complexity of Web3 and blockchain. With the support for our follow-on grant, we believe we will be well positioned to bring Cardano to the enterprise community. Thank you, and we look forward to continuing to work with Cardano.